You know, as soon as you clean up in a shop, it just turns into a big old mess again. Either way. So it's been a while since I made a video. I don't know if I had it on video, but what I ended up with was this skid steer, and the cage had been cut off there. So I am building a new cage for it. One of the things that I want is lighting. So I've got 3 lights here, here, and here. I've got one on either side here. And then I've got one on the back there. The control unit, where you started it and everything, used to be on the back. So it was actually mounted back here where the paint was a welded bracket, and it was like that. So you'd have to turn around to turn everything on and off. And the instrument cluster has never worked since I've had it. Not ever. So I've fiddled with it, and come to find out these things are roughly somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,200 and something used, if you can get them. So I can't afford that. So what I did is I disconnected everything. I ran the wires up through here, and there's the ignition switch now. So I can start it right here. I can build, or I'm going to build a cover that goes over this, that covers all that. And then I'm going to have a control panel on this thing that will, I'm going to have a connector sort of like this that goes from all of these wires to here. So I'll be able to connect and disconnect if I ever unbolt this. But once I do that, I'm going to have switches, and I may put the switches on this thing. So I may have some switches somewhere in this vicinity, or I may put them up here, but the switches will be for the lights. So I'll be able to flip the top lights on, the side lights on, and the back light on if I want to. So I'll have 3 switches for that. And then I'm going to put an instrument cluster in the top here. So essentially you'll be able to unbolt this, and I'm still not quite done with this. This is just sort of preliminary, but you'll be able to unbolt this thing, disconnect from here. The skid steer will still run. You just won't have your gauges or any of that other stuff, but you'll still be able to start it and do everything you need from right here. But that'll give you pretty much everything you need. And once I build my cover, I'm probably going to build a cover that goes from here over and down, that encompasses essentially from where my hand is up here. That'll give me plenty of room inside of here to mount stuff. And when I build that cover, it's going to integrate onto this, and I'll probably have it where it's got a cover that goes here with screw holes where when I put it on here, it'll sort of envelop this. And that might actually give me what I need. And what I'll do is I'll put my lights here. So I'll have an LED for engine oil pressure, engine temperature, all that kind of stuff, and that will be here. So even if I did disconnect my panel, I would still be able to run the skid steer and have warning lights, even if I don't have instruments. But those instruments will mount up there. So yeah, that's what it is. I'm going to cover that with steel, and then I'm thinking about trying to find some kind of material that's that I can put on here, and I'm going to paint it probably white or yellow or something where the sun kind of bucks off of it. I'm also going to mount me like a 12-volt fan in here somewhere, and eventually she'll be ready to go. So anyway, that's one of the things I've been doing. I've actually been using this thing quite a bit, but I'm a little uncomfortable using it without any kind of instruments on it, knowing if I'm cooking the motor or something like that. I've already blown a couple of hydraulic lines and fixed them. And I've got a maintenance kit in for it in that box that I'm going to get finished up and fixed for that. But shoot, what'd I do with those instruments? I bought a set of instruments. Oh, and I've got to replace the fuel pump at some point because it's leaking. Still works, but leaks. I'm also going to put these everywhere. I've got a set of 4 cameras, and there's the display. So each one of these cameras, and I'm still trying to figure out how and where I'm going to mount them, but each one of these cameras will mount to where I can see behind me, beside me, and that's really all I'm looking for. I can see in front. So I may have 2 cameras mounted maybe up here. I don't know. I hadn't figured that out yet, but I've got to figure something out where I can see. They may mount here. I don't know. Either way, so I've got 4 cameras. The idea being that I could see behind me and I'm not going to run somebody over, hopefully. So either way, just a quick update. But yeah, this thing's an awesome machine. Absolutely awesome. And again, I have recommended this thing before, but a power probe for electrical stuff is an absolute must. You cannot beat it for any kind of automotive electrical diagnostics or any of that stuff. So either way, yeah, I think it's turning out okay. The one in the middle is going to point more downward in front of me to where I could see my bucket and stuff. And these are going to point downward, but more out this way as well. Those are 2,000 lumens a piece, and they are partial spot and partial flood. So they're distance and flood. That one is just a flood for right in front of me. These, I think those are flood. Pretty sure they're flood. What did I do with that box? Shoot. I think I had a box. And then this one is flood and spot as well. I had more, originally I was going to put that one up here, but I had more room back there for a bigger light. And I wanted to not hit my head on a light when I came in and out. And the top here, I have 2 doors. So I have this door to pull in and out of. And then I have this door back here to pull in and out of. So I measured that one to get the measurements for my cage. And after I built everything, I realized that this door was slightly shorter. So I had to take the handles off and build a new handle that drops down enough that my door can go all the way up. And when I do that, I can just barely clear it. So I can't go up any more than what I am at all, which was a stupid oversight on my part. But anyway, you live and learn. So I don't remember what I was going to say. That's why all the lights are mounted down and not on top of it. It's one of the reasons. And I also put these lights on the side. The idea was, you know, I might be picking this up, and a lot of times you can see kind of under your bucket when you've got this picked up. But if I've got that, it may block these lights, which gives these lights a way to show me where I'm going. Hopefully, that's the idea anyway. So, but yeah, I think it's going to be a super nice little skid steer when it's all said and done. So, you guys have a good day.